This October 20th through the 22nd, TFcon Orlando at Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Orlando at SeaWorld with special guests Bob Budiansky, Victor Caroli, Dan Gilvison, Gary Chalk, Richard Newman, Alex Milne, David Sobloff, and Casey Kohler. Meet mediocre YouTubers Bert the Stormtrooper, Deluxe Baldwin, Diecast Norbs, Engineer Hoist, Fire Talks, Ghost Prime, Cato's Collection, Patriot Prime, Rodimus Primal, and Treebot. If you see them, make sure and say hi. You'll most likely find them at the bar. That's TFcon Orlando in October. Be there!
I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generation 1 Headmaster CHROMEDOME, and I love this toy. Originally released in 1987, it retailed for approximately $10, and I'm very excited about it because I just found it this past weekend at my local toy show for a very good deal, making this my third G1 Autobot Headmaster. I've been hunting these down over the years. I've got Hardhead, I've got Highbrow, and now I finally have CHROMEDOME, and so now the hunt begins for Brainstorm. Fingers crossed, maybe I can find Brainstorm at TFcon coming up soon. So here we have CHROMEDOME. He's a car. A very cool little car. He rolls really nicely. The car is approximately 6 inches long, about 2 inches tall, 2.5 if you have the weapons mounted on there. As you can see, he comes with these two rifles. They are both identical, and they can be mounted to the roof of the car if you would like. That gives you kind of that battle mode if you'd like. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I wanted to show it for display purposes, but I like the way the car looks like this. I just absolutely love the way this car looks. Going all the way around, mostly done in tans and browns. Very cool sticker detail here on the hood. And I love the whole thing with the chest opening up and the cockpit here opening up, because you can kind of play and pretend that you've got the hood open, and you get Styler out of here. This is his little Headmaster partner, Styler, and you can kind of pretend that he's in there working on the engine, working on the car, and so yeah, very cool stuff. Now, I followed the Japanese show, Headmasters, and in that show, this guy was CHROMEDOME, and the vehicle was his transector, his kind of a, think of it as an armored suit, if you will. So this was actually CHROMEDOME. He drove the car transformed into the body of the robot, which he became the head for. So he was CHROMEDOME either way. This was CHROMEDOME, or the whole thing combined was CHROMEDOME, just in a bigger robot suit. Where here in the US, this was CHROMEDOME and this was Styler. They were partners, and Styler would become the head for CHROMEDOME. So I kind of like the Japanese version better, but that's the one that I watched. So, but as you can see, yeah, Styler or CHROMEDOME can sit in there quite nicely. And then again, this isn't meant to be like the hood that work on the engine. I just like to pretend that it is. And you can close it up, and he rolls really nicely. A couple of quick comparisons. Here he is with fellow Autobot Headmasters. So there he is with Hardhead, and here he is with Brainstorm. So you can see what the three of them look like together. I got the three. I'm really hoping I can find that fourth at TFcon. Looking for that Brainstorm soon. Then I could just call him Brainstorm. This is Highbrow. Highbrow, Hardhead, CHROMEDOME, and hoping to find Brainstorm sometime soon. So there you go. So you can see what the three of them look like together. And while I'm transforming these figures and opening that box, we're going to take a break to talk about some shows coming up soon that I am going to be at along with some of my friends. Hopefully, you can make it to some of these shows, and then you can come by and say hello if you run into us. So the first one is that I'm going to talk about, let's talk about TFcon Orlando. Now, Patriot Prime is about to do like a really cool announcement on his page about this, and I have stolen his monologue that he's going to do for his ad. But I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait until he does it. Then when he's done it on his channel. I'm totally stealing it, and I'm going to say it here on mine. So TFcon Orlando is happening October 20th through the 22nd at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel Orlando at SeaWorld. October 20th through the 22nd. This is kind of like, we're all going to be there. Patriot Prime is actually spending a week here with me at my home, and we're hanging out, and then we're heading out to Orlando for the show and meeting up with the rest of our friends, Deluxe Baldwin, Diecast Norbs, Fire Talks, Ghost Prime, Kato's Collection, obviously Patriot Prime, Rodimus Primal. We're all going to be there. If you run into us, if you see us, come up and say hello. If you can't find us, check the bar. That's probably where we'll be. At least Patriot Prime and I will be at the bar, having hopefully some military-grade margaritas, as we christened them in TFcon in Baltimore. So, TFcon in Orlando, that's going to be October 20th through the 22nd. We're not there as guests or anything like that. We're just going to be there as regular con goers, but we're all, this is kind of our thing that we just go and meet there and hang out. So, come and find us and hang out with us. The next show, Free Play Florida, happening November 17th through the 19th at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland, Florida. This show I am going to as an official guest. This is my first show ever as a guest, which is really cool. Now, this is a show that I've been heavily involved with since its second show. It's basically, we're going to turn the RP Funding Center into Florida's largest arcade for one weekend. This show is completely put together by people like myself, who are collectors and private owners of arcade machines and pinball machines, old consoles, old computers, that kind of stuff. And we just build this arcade for you guys. It's really, really cool. You pay to get in. All of the games are set to free play. So like the show is called Free Play. You don't need any quarters. Once you're in, you're in. You see a machine you want to play, nobody's playing it, walk up, hit the button, start playing. So again, that's going to be November 17th through the 19th at the RP Funding Center in Florida. There's going to be obviously the arcade. There's going to be competitions, contests, world record setting stuff that happens there at that show every year. Panels, shows, concerts. It's a super fun show. This is my yearly gaming convention. You cannot miss it. So again, so we're going to be at the RP Funding Center November 17th through the 19th. I'll be there as a guest. If you see me, come up and say hi. I'm going to finish transforming these guys. I'm going to open that box, and we'll get back to the reviews. To transform CHROMEDOME, we're going to start by taking the weapons off. If you haven't already, go ahead and take these off, set them off to the side. We're going to open the cockpit up. We're going to take Styler out, or CHROMEDOME, depending on which continuity you follow. And let's take a look at his articulation real quick. So the arms are on pins, so you potentially could move the arms forward and backwards. I'm not going to. And the reason for that is if you look right here, you'll notice that the arm is square, and then the front or the back of the earpiece here for the big robot is also square. So you'd have to really put some pressure on that, and that little pin that holds the arm in place are notorious for breaking off, 30, 40 years later. So I'm just going to leave the arms down. But he can do a sitting position, so his hips can move forward, and he can also bend at the knee. So he can do some nice sitting positions, especially when you got him inside of the car, because there's an actual seat molded in there. So you can actually fit him in there quite nicely. So there you go. That's what he looks like right there. To transform him into the head mode, you're just simply going to bend him over all the way around. Get that straightened out, and then this little flap right here is going to flip up to reveal CHROMEDOME's head. And with that, we'll set him off to the side and concentrate on the transector, or CHROMEDOME. To transform him, we're going to take the back of the car right here. We're going to separate it from this red piece here. And then we're going to flip the whole thing down like so. This guy gets pretty tall. Take the feet right here, straighten these out like so. Move the camera up for you, son. There you go. And then we're going to take the arms, flip these forward. Take the whole cockpit piece right here. This is going to hinge backwards. And there you go. He is ready for the headpiece. Right there, we'll go ahead and take this panel again. We'll open it up so we can see his stats when we combine them with his head. And we've got an average speed, average strength, and a very high intelligence. And there, we've got CHROMEDOME in his robot mode, standing at approximately 7.5 inches tall at the top of the head. Looking pretty nice. again, these were the bricks that we played with back in the 80s. So by today's standards, not a great toy. But boy, these captured our imagination when we were kids. So taking a look at him all the way around. The legs kind of stand a little bit behind the shoulders. So his proportions are a little weird. But there you go. So you can see what he looks like all the way around. I didn't show off the rub symbol, did I? So let's see if... Hopefully this room's not too cold. But there you go. Original rub symbol still works. How cool is that? So that's working. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Articulation-wise, the arms can go forward and backwards all the way around. That's about it. Toes can point. He can do point. That's about it. Really. The whole gimmick here was the head thing and the whole stats right there. Again, going back to the Japanese continuity, they would actually switch heads around depending on what they needed to do. So like, let's say he needed more strength, he would switch heads with Hardhead. Hardhead would take over, and his strength would go up. So, you know, they would actually do that depending on the situation and whatnot. Give him his weapons so you can see what they look like. And we'll do a couple of comparisons. So there's CHROMEDOME. And let's bring in Highbrow. We'll put him over here. And then finally we'll bring in Hardhead. Hardhead, I think, is the tallest of all the four of them. So you can see what they all look like together. So cool. Very happy to be just slowly putting this team together. I'm very excited, hoping to find a Brainstorm soon. You know, so TFcon's coming up. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll find them there. So you go. So almost the complete Autobot Headmaster team together, which is very neat, very exciting for me. Yeah, like I said, I just found them at a toy show last past weekend for a very, very good price, and I just had to get them. And with that, I think that about does it for the Transformers Generation 1 Headmaster CHROMEDOME. If you're into G1, if you're into Headmasters, he's totally worth getting. This is one that I've been wanting to get for a long time, and I just got very fortunate and found a very good deal on him. So, yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, get him. If you're more into the modern stuff, this may not check your box. As you can see, he is a brick with some hollow spots, and, you know, he doesn't really do much other than look so bad he looks good. Again, that's it for Generation 1 Transformers Headmaster CHROMEDOME. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.